with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Thank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna write you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down. All right, keep your shirt on.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
All right. Don't expect much out of Drew tonight. He shot his wad about a day ago. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is the wadless Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, but just the important calls tonight, kiddies. He's really in no condition.
I'm actually kind of...
You're punchy?
Yeah.
That'll be gone by the next break.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yes, you'll move into your...
coma state.
Thank you. All right. The Aquabats are our guest tonight, as well as their manager, Bobcat Goldthwait. Bob?
Yeah, I'm the...
Well,
I'm the Captain Lou.
You did the big Lou Albano?
Albino, it depends.
You did the Aquabats video, right?
Yeah, I directed their video.
All right, let me just give a little thumbnail sketch of the Aquabats for those who aren't hip to the Aquabats. I got the big package today, and I was thinking about it. This is going to be the next big wave of music. F the Spice Girls. The Aquabats are in town.
Right. I am riding their cape tails.
Oh, yeah.
I am clenched so hard.
You are one hand on the cape, the other on the utility belt.
There you go.
All right, these guys are sort of the Monkees meets Devo.
Throw little Power Rangers in there.
And little Power Rangers without a budget, and that's the Aquabats. Now, I think, Drew, we saw the Aquabats at the Weenie Roast.
Every year.
Right, it's been a couple years running, I believe.
Yeah, I did an interview with you guys this year.
That's right, Drew. We were there at the last Weenie Roast, and we felt really good about it. And you gave us a little advice about taking care of the rash.
The Lotrimin.
Yep.
I was shunned by the rats. I mean, by the bats, by the way.
That's
not
another
true,
series.
Not true at all, Adam. We actually tried to get an interview with you, but I think you were a little... not into it, you know.
Well, after
hanging out with those celebrities, and it was
after a couple of trips to the Boss Tones trailer, I was in no condition. With all the horn players and whatnot, there's a lot of action in that van. But I tried, and it wasn't a conscious thing. If I shunned you, I barely remember the weekend.
Well, that's why we wanted to make amends, so we brought you this box of Fig Newtons.
Thank you very much. I noticed
you can eat them on the air. They don't make a lot of noise.
Oh, it's actually just a box.
Right.
Well, there's 8 guys. 8 guys in a van. You can't expect the Newtons to last.
Right.
Exactly.
It's barely a Newton apiece. So there are 8 guys in the band.
There's 8 Aquabats.
We have Adam and Christian in here.
We brought you guys an autographed picture of us. We knew you'd probably be asking for one later. That's what Bobcat over here, he's managing us now.
It's a dream come true, directing 8 guys dressed in matching uniforms and shiny helmets.
And these guys...
And I'm behind the video tab. Hey, the guy with the shiny head. Move!
Yes, because they all look alike. We had, who was it, Everclear on here last week or the week before saying they were going out with the Aquabats?
Yes.
Who are you playing with? It's a band we had on recently.
Uriah Heep?
Everclear.
Oh, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, yeah. Goldfinger.
Pearl Jam's taking us out next summer.
That's 98, though. I mean, we'll have to stick to right now.
Well, you guys are collaborating on a rock opera, aren't you?
Right. We've been getting we actually, Eddie Vedder with the whole Ticketmaster thing, he needed our extra help.
Right.
To sell tickets?
To storm the castle.
Push it over the edge.
Yeah.
Eddie, very tiny man.
Is he?
Tiny.
Didn't know that.
Eddie Vedder, yeah.
All right.
Buys his baseball hats with frozen yogurt in them.
Let's focus.
You get the little...
Right. This Sunday. I got it. I'm him. Let's focus on the bats for just a second. How did you guys get hooked up with the likes of Bobcat?
Well, it's a funny story. They thought that I could bring their visions, their dreams, and
their budget.
Yeah, they couldn't get Spike Jones.
They signed a life with a budget.
Actually, we were at David Bowie's palatial estate, and we were hanging out playing a little croquet, and we were, we would say, Dave.
No, don't get Adam going on my A celebrity friends.
Yeah, because Bob really. I don't consider Bob an A celebrity anymore.
No, I'm a JV celebrity.
Because I know him. And how could you be?
No, I'm totally junior varsity celebrity.
But there's some sort of bizarre attraction that A celebrities have with Bobcat. I mean, it's almost it's eerie.
It's like Marlon Brando, Wally Cox connection. Do you know what I mean? They like to have me around. They go, what an odd little man.
Yes, fetch me another drink, would you, Bobby?
And there was like, bring me the monkey boy. Bring me the man from Police Academy.
All right, it's going to be a night where we're going to have difficulty staying on.
Yeah, and let's remember, we're here for the callers.
Unlike last night, we
kids.
had at least 3 calls.
Right. Well, we had Rick James in here, and he was talking about crack and abductions and threesomes, and what you want me to do, shut his mic off? All right, the Aquabats would be the antithesis of Rick James. These are clean-cut, boy-next-door kind of ska superheroes.
Ska superhero.
Yeah, you pretty much got up and rang the bell on that one, Adam. We are the American kid next door. But actually, we're not from America, but that's a whole nother story altogether.
Have you dreamt up some sort of fictitious planet?
Oh, well, no, not fictitious.
We are
an
from
island.
Albania.
That's what I figured.
But we have been living here for 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been a few years, so, we stand for truth, justice, and the rubber bands and Bobcat's goatee.
All right, so...
More importantly, is it Adam who farts with their hands?
Oh, that's me. If you ever, do you ever request here for a song, Adam?
I saw a guy on Leno do this the other night.
That's what I hear.
And I'm like, whoa, we could get the bats in there.
You see, I missed that.
Right. They're having me as a manager won't help you.
Well, Bob, why don't you start a fire so you feel at home?
I'll just call up Jay.
Adam, you...
Jay, I've got a guy for you.
Yeah, I'm next up over there.
All right, Adam, go ahead and do something.
I had a little Crazy Train by Black Sabbath for you.
Of course.
That was Odyssey.
Ride it, man. Ride it. Ride that train. The crazy train.
Yeah.
Do a Inagata DeVita now.
Okay.
Come on.
Do that one, too.
I'd like to clear up that that's all coming from my ass.
I do Only Women Bleed by Alice Cooper.
Oh, see.
No,
the ballads don't work.
I haven't been around too long.
Maybe school's out for summer would be more speed,
See, I can never keep my hand away from my penis long enough to learn how to use it in any kind of way. That's why I can barely print. My left hand is on my penis so often that a pencil only gets in the way.
You paint pictures with your words.
Thank you. All right, let's hop to the phones now. Gary?
Yeah.
You're 25.
Yeah, I'm 25.
You're on with the Salvation of Ska.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
The Aquabats and Bobcat.
What's up?
What do you want, Gary?
Well, my problem is I went to a bachelor party, right? And the girls, some girls get down and dirty, and so one offered me to give me oral sex for, a price. So I did it. Then a couple of days later, I noticed I had bumps on my penis.
Were they painful?
Wait, she was charging you?
Excuse me? Yeah.
Oh, all right.
This was like after the party.
Were they painful?
No.
How much was it?
It was $15.
And it would have been 10 without the bumps.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that.
$15 for a blowjob?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's bad. See, it's like, this is why I don't go to the Red Lobster, because $4 for a steak.
That's exactly why I don't go to the Red Lobster.
I think, how good can this lobster be? It's $5. You got 8 pounds of lobster for $5 and a bottomless shrimp bucket. How good could it be?
I mean, it was.
You guys okay?
Right.
Yeah, I think this is our cue.
You're leaving?
Yeah, the kids just left. So.
Yeah, my belt went off. It's
Yeah.
It's
George, is that his name?
Adam and Christian from the Aquabats have just gotten up.
Gary.
You guys off?
Kids are calling. Yeah, we'd like to tell the kids that
kids at home,
keep it safe,
we'll
kids.
Be back.
Okay.
Something's going to happen.
Lock that door, would you, Drew? Or just put the chair up in front of it. All right, Gary, you now have bumps.
Well, see, I went to the doctor, and sometimes it'll be serious, and sometimes it wouldn't. I went to the doctor, he said it wasn't herpes or warts. It's a normal thing, he said. But he didn't give me nothing to take care of it, and it kept coming back. They look like little small zits.
Well, little small zits can be normal, and they will keep coming back.
So then I went to another doctor, and he said the same thing. He gave me the word for it, Dr. Drew. Do you know what it's called?
Carbuncle, furuncles?
The pearly penile papules?
Or the pearly penile papules, or sebaceous cysts?
Something with the P. Yeah, he just
Pearly penile papules, maybe. Penile papules.
There's 9 P's in that, Gary.
Gary,
Is that enough to ring the bell?
You've been seen by experienced people. You've had it taken care of. It just seems to me you're sort of guilty or overwhelmed by the whole experience. Is that right?
But it's not a pretty sight. It doesn't look...
Oh, shut up. I'm tired. What the hell's he talking about?
What is that word? Pearly what?
Penile papules.
All right. That's one of the villains of the Aquabats challenge. Yeah.
Oh, Bob. Did you bring the video with you?
I got the video right with me, man. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, this is good radio.
It's the director's cut.
We'll watch that during the break. Rose.
Hello?
Hey, you're 17.
Hi. I just wanted to say hi, everybody, and that I love you, Adam.
Thank you. Adam from the Aquabats?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
And I think Drew's totally cool, and I totally love Bobcat, because...
Rose, did you have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Drew, why are you cutting up now?
Hold on. She didn't get the engineer Mike or the guy who runs the vacuum through here at 12 midnight.
Rose?
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Anyway, my question is, when I sleep with my boyfriend, okay, when I sleep with my boyfriend, I don't sleep with him. I kind of picture it as his best friend.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I kind of think I have a crush on his best friend.
How about your feelings about your boyfriend?
Well, I kind of, like, I just went out with him for a rebound, pretty much.
Your boyfriend?
Yeah.
All right, dump him. That's it. Move on.
Well, she's got to get
Oh, please. I'm done with these callers tonight. I hate all our callers. I put a curse on all our callers.
But in all seriousness, that relationship is over. She has to trust those
Of course it is.
symptoms she's having.
She went out with a guy for a rebound. She wasn't interested in the first place, and she's picturing a multitude of other guys. Plus, she's suspect. She likes me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's strike 3.
Sarah.
Suspect.
So, what do you want me to do?
Come on, get it together. Who's on the line now?
Sarah. She's 14.
Hi.
I like Bobcat because he's like the metronome of the show.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I bring in some, organization into
one
the show.
One Adam listens to.
I respect the man.
It's just loudness.
I'm going to read the quote from Los Angeles Magazine at some point in the show.
I didn't see this.
I forgot to thank Bobcat for this.
Well, let's get to Sarah's problem.
All right, you don't start reading that.
I can read in words.
All right,
Hello?
go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, I used to live with my dad, and my step-uncle lived there, too. And I was wondering if he was really coming on to me, like, all the time.
How old was he?
He's, like, in his 30s or something.
How old were you?
13.
Oh, boy.
And he's just always telling me that I looked good and that my boobs were great and everything. And he was just always making comments, and he'd just, like, always start massaging me. And one time he went up my shirt, but he didn't, like, grab my boobs. He just went, like, all the way underneath, up underneath of them. And he'd, like, just grab my feet when I was on the couch and start going up my leg. And
look, you didn't want him to do this, right?
Well, but I didn't tell him no. I mean, I didn't say anything.
You're 13. He was 30.
Yeah.
I mean, had you been victimized before that?
Yeah.
By what?
By my next door neighbor when I was 4.
But do you understand how having been a victim makes it very difficult for you to say no?
Yeah.
You don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Do you still have a relationship with this guy?
No, I moved away.
Okay. Well, the time is now. Do you think you could stand up to somebody if they try to victimize you again?
Well, yeah, but it was hard because he was family.
Sarah, it's always going to be hard, but you're going to have to learn, because you're a victim. Something about you they pick up on.
I'll tell you, when family tries to have sex with you, that's when you really need to rally.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, by the way, that's when it's the easiest to say, what the hell are you doing? You're family.
I could see myself having sex with a neighbor, but Mom, that's a six-pack.
Yeah.
All right, so Sarah, you understand what's going on, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if that's considered, like, molestation, like if I ever wanted to get him in trouble.
It's a sexual assault, yeah.
And what kind of trouble could he get in?
Probably not much. Could it be your word against his?
I'm guessing this guy has a nice record, though.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's been in scrapes with the law before.
No, he doesn't. None at all.
Look, don't ever be alone with him again. Tell all your family members what happened. They'll, of course, he will try to blame you, but at least quietly rally some support for yourself. And understand that your past has made you a target, and you've got to learn how to respond aggressively to these people and stand up for yourself.
Dan.
Yeah, how's it going?
You're 19. You're on with the fabulous and now svelte Bobcat Goldthwait.
All right, so how's it going, guys?
Good. You're 19.
All right.
How old do you think Bobcat is?
I go with 30.
Oh, please. Had enough of you. Seriously.
All right.
right.
Isn't 30?
30.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
I was with this girl for about 6 months, and we were having sex about 4 or 5 times a day. And now every time that I try and get into a new relationship with any other girls, I try to make a continuance off this past relationship. So I don't know what I should do. I mean, I try not to, and every time I see another girl, I try and compare it to my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, everybody does that.
So, I mean, I've been stuck for the past couple months, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
All right, you had sex 4 or 5 times a day?
Yeah, for about 5 or 6 months.
And you've been broken up for how long?
About 2.
About 2 months. So you're in the hole 1,400 sexual episodes.
Yeah.
Now.
Why'd you break up?
Because she started screwing around with my friend who's 32.
Well, you're only giving it to her 4 or 5 times a day. I mean, do the math. That's only 30 times a week.
You wimp.
Huh?
You wimp.
No. Come on.
But women, and let me predict that this was somebody. This is chaos, right? This is somebody who sucked him into a very intense connection, twirled him around, and spit.
I want you to know, when you said 4 or 5 times a day, the 3 of our faces, we all made the face like when you go to a dog. Want to go outside? Want to go outside? We just all looked at each other like, huh?
Actually, yeah, I felt my prostate. I felt the beat in my prostate.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, that's what my face was.
Mine was, I was just confused. I
haven't had sex 4 or 5 times a day since high school, and I wasn't getting laid in high school. So
that was with yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Drew on a roll tonight, everybody. All right, Dan.
Drew, get that party hat off.
This woman is very chaotic. I'm guessing she's had some trouble in the past.
Abused.
She's having sex with you 4 or 5 times a day, and
but Dan
going and having sex with one of your friends.
But Dan is a real codependent. He enmeshes in these.
I get attached real quick.
Right, you're the one, and you're the nice guy too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you get in, they suck you in, you identify with those painful parts of them, those arrested developmental elements in them, and they just attach to you and twirl you around and have all these unrealistic fantasy-type relationships where you're idealized and she's idealized and everything is perfect, and then she goes on with her sick behavior with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not reality. It's not a real relationship. You both are sort of acting out of play, casting roles, and satisfying parts of yourself which are not altogether healthy.
All right. He needs to he needs to take a little relationship time out and let his groin heal anyway. Bob, what song did you work on?
The Super Ad.
Oh, good.
The song that the K-Rock is playing.
Yes, they've queued up the Super Rad.
Why did Aquabats leave, by the way?
There was, I think they saw the big Aquabat signal in the sky.
There was some crime to be fighting.
Yeah, either that or they had to take a piss. All right, we will play something from the Aquabats CD, The Fury of the Aquabats. This is the one, this is the video, the soon-to-be-released video.
Yeah, the video is in the can, as we say in the business.
And Bobcat's directorial debut in the video genre?
In the rock world, yes. Yeah.
All right, this one is called Super Rad. Super Rad from the Aquabats. And the video soon to be released, directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. We're going to go watch that in the next room. Now, everyone's out of the room except for yours truly. And there's a little difficulty over here, which is the Aquabats are a fairly religious troupe of guys. I wasn't really aware of this, and they feel uncomfortable with some of the content of the show tonight, which is understandable if you have strong religious convictions. So we're going to go to a commercial, which we're going to anyway, and I'm going to watch a video. And either it's Bobcat plus the Aquabats, or it's just a fabulous Bobcat when we come back. Either way, it's more than you little piglets can digest in an evening. And we'll be back.
Greetings, citizens. Space Ghost here, and you're listening to Nighttime Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. It's swell. Experience complete enjoyment with your duder. It's peppy, fun, and informative. You can learn about your tinkies, or perhaps your wonky, or maybe why your Twinkie won't swell.
Space Ghost, coast to coast. A very innovative show, by the way. I enjoy that show. Bobcat Goldthwait is here representing the Aquabats, who are also here.
And also innovative.
And also innovative. Yes, that's very true. Thanks for putting the foot in the spokes as I was trying to gain a little speed there, Drew.
I was counting me for that.
The Aquabats, if you aren't familiar with their work, are sort of, they're Devo meets the Monkees meets Batman. They good sense of humor, clean-cut Christian boys, or I hope I'm not...
Well, no, not at all.
You can't be Jewish. Really? This is no way. There's no Jewish ska band out there. No, some Jews in the band. Okay. They handle the finances. All right, so some Jews,
you
some
didn't learn
Christians,
enough from this morning.
but a religious band who doesn't feel comfortable with the content of tonight's show, which I'm not comfortable with the content myself.
Yeah,
but hey, it's a living.
That's
What the
just
hell?
when we're not being funny.
Right. So Bobcat just produced, just directed a video of the Aquabats that we just witnessed that was the second best video I've ever seen, music video I've ever seen. The first was that one that Journey did where they're out on the pier and that fat broad was walking down with too much. No, it was a wonderful video made on what looked like a shoestring budget.
Well, you know.
But done very campy, very clever, very upbeat.
There's a TV series behind it.
Yes, Drew thinks there's a Saturday morning
You guys didn't
TV
see
show
the part
here.
where my dog runs over him with a lawnmower.
Oh, well, don't give it away.
All right, never mind.
But
all of Bobcat's family's in the video. Every single member.
I'm Bob Wood, man.
Yeah.
When we were editing, the editor goes, usually in my job, there's like I get to pick take one or two.
Right.
Because it's like, take one. We got it. Why are we wasting film? Moving on.
I tell you, it was all golden.
It was all, it's all in the tube.
It really is a fun video to watch. It looks great.
Thanks.
All kidding aside, Bob, you did a wonderful job on it, and it makes you laugh. There's parts where you cry. Drew and I embraced at the end and talked about feelings that we've had for each other that we haven't shared before.
That's good.
It really was a wonderful video. And when is this thing going to start getting some airplay?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope they start playing it. I hope the MTVs like it.
Well, we got a lot of pull over there.
Do you?
Yeah, you should see these meetings we have. You're going to get the van driver from Road Rules this week as a guest. I don't want that guy.
You couldn't get me on.
Cool. Well,
the only reason I was on was someone was sick.
That's right, and they're still talking about that episode,
now,
aren't
who
they,
got
Bob?
sick?
I think it was the guy who emptied the septic tank for the Road Rules Winnebago.
When I took my family on the last summer, I drove around Utah and Idaho in the camper.
Right.
And I'm emptying the poo out of. They don't tell you that when you're renting the RV that you're going to be doing this yourself. So I'm emptying the poo out of the RV, and the two guys behind me are going, "That's the guy from the movies." And the other guy goes, "If it was the guy from the movies, he wouldn't be emptying his own poo."
Right.
Except he used another word for poo.
Right. Well, they do in other parts of the country. All right, the Aquabats.
Aquabats are in the house.
They're now
back in the building.
They're now
Kicking
back.
it.
They rethought their position on teenage sexuality, and they're back. Now, seriously.
Actually, tell you the truth, Adam. You went and lit your car on fire. Your car was.
You know how we left
we
the
put
room.
it out.
Yeah, I drive the red Oldsmobile out there.
That was the one, the 82.
You know how our belts went off. We were out there. Fire's gone.
All right, let me just have a serious discussion with the Aquabats.
Guy in spandex.
Just everybody relax for a second.
With inner tubes on their heads.
Engineer Mike, shut Bobcat's mic off, and shut Drew's mic. Shut everyone's mic but my own for just 1 second,
I heard the
please.
show once when you shut everyone off.
Right. No, Mike, don't shut me off, you screwball. All right, now, here's my serious discussion I'm going to have with the Aquabats. This is a big national show and a nice opportunity for you and the lads to plug away the Aquabats CD. We will be more than happy to do that. We understand that there's certain content issues you guys may have, but go ahead and speak your mind about those. If there's something you feel uncomfortable about, say you feel uncomfortable about it. If your teachings or your beliefs say that this is the way you approach a certain subject,
teachings of the
go ahead and voice those beliefs. We have no problem with that whatsoever. If somebody calls and says, I'm 15, I'm having sex, I want to know about birth control, and you think it's wrong for someone who's 15 to have sex and be on birth control, then lean into the mic and say, I disagree with that, and here's what I think you should do.
Well, the problem here is that on Aquabania, Love is just a completely different subject than it is, sir. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't worry about birth control in Aquabania.
We will not get anywhere if you adhere too closely to the Aquabanian theory.
That's all right.
That's all we know.
Let them speak.
That's all we know, Chief.
We're non-discriminatory. Let them speak the Aquabanian culture.
You just said, speak what we
All right. Okay.
Land on the free.
Space
All right.
Ghost talking about
That was my attempt at salvaging a radio show. I've been overruled, and we will continue.
Exactly.
Laura,
Yeah?
you're 17.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
How you doing?
Pretty good. First of all, I would like to say to the Aquabats, you guys rule.
Word.
Thank you.
I have your first CD, the one with all you guys on front looking like fishes or whatever.
That's us.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
And it rocks.
That's before the Bobcat era.
Yes.
Oh. Well, anyway, my question is, I was watching TV the other day, and there's this chick on there, and she's she had her tongue pierced or something, and she said because she had her tongue pierced that her bottom jaw got totally screwed up, and she had some kind of degenerative disease. She had to have total bottom jaw reconstruction or something.
She fell on a piece of rebar on a construction site.
Well, she probably got infection of the bone. I mean, things can happen. I'm telling you.
Is that possible? Because I have my tongue pierced, and I was just whoa, that's
Laura,
nuts.
people are piercing a part of their body that is very vascular, that can become inflamed, can swell, can become infected, and it's near the central nervous system. It's near the brain.
Where would you rank the tongue on the body part important list? Obviously it's under the heart, right?
It's not a vital organ, but it's in a region that you wouldn't want to mess with.
So that's totally seriously possible?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Totally serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't monkey with the tongue, Laura.
One time I ran over my own hand.
Okay.
It's a tough audience, I'm telling you.
What, the Harley?
But I also have another question for the Aquabats. When are you guys coming down to Stockton to do a show for Mid?
Stockton
City.
Oh, I'd say
of
Stockton
lights.
is my favorite place in the United States to play, first of all.
You have to come down and do one of Midda's shows. We're all
Midda.
Hey, you know what? We'll be there.
Tell Midda we owe him one, baby.
We
That's
do.
what he says. He says you guys owe him one, and so that you have to come down, but he hasn't been able to get a hold of you.
They seem to be
We've been out lighting cars on fire and doing what we do best.
Call Midda. He's
Making
always
pizza.
there.
All right, enough of this, please. Enough of this inside trading here.
Hello, is the caller there?
They will be at the Roxy the 29th and the 30th, I'm guessing, of this month.
Adam, we expect to see you there in the front row.
I
with
will.
The kids.
I will be there. Where are you guys playing?
At the Roxy.
Oh, no, I'm not going there. Pat?
Yeah.
You're 22.
Yeah, I got a question. I've been dating this girl for about a year now, and she just told me that pretty much that she won't be able to have kids because of an accident she had when she was little.
What happened?
She fell. She was a cheerleader, and I don't know, was climbing over a fence one day at a game or something, slipped on the fence and cut some things up down there, and I don't know, pretty bad stuff, I guess. But my question is, I'm 22, and I've always been interested, in having a big family. So is it worth it for me to stay with this, or, is it going to affect me later on if I end up having to marry her and we end up adopting? Is that,
Drew, well, does this fence story sound a little suspect?
Yeah, that's why you got to find out more about what the reality is here, what in fact happened, and what are her fertility issues. I mean, most structural problems can be overcome. And if she has ovaries, you can have children. All you need is ovaries and sperm. It can be very costly.
And a little love. Well, let's be fair to the Aquabats.
If you don't have a uterus, you can have they're kind of surrogate mothers. I mean, there are ways of overcoming a lot of these problems. So you need to know more about what the fertility issues are. Then you have to decide how much you really care about this person and whether or not you're willing to take on this liability.
Pat, how much detail did she get into with this story?
not too much, though. She just told me how, there's a little metal rod sticking up, and I kind of went inside her and cut some things up, and, she passed out and was bleeding pretty bad, had to have surgery on it and stuff, so.
This is during the game?
I guess. This is I didn't know her. She was in Nebraska in high school, and I met her at college, so I didn't know her when it happened.
We need to talk to her, Pat. You have her phone number?
Actually, she's at work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a work number?
You got a work number?
She won't be able to talk at work.
you'll get in trouble.
Yeah, yogurt places are like
It's always it's always a bad sign when you can't talk on the phone at work. You get in trouble.
Yeah, odds are that's
means,
not upper management.
It means the career's not. Yeah, it means
It's paper or plastic.
No, she's a waitress, so.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. All right.
All right, she's got to stay on her feet.
Well, look, find out more about what these are life's choices.
This sounds like a prison break to me more than it does a cheerleading accident, Drew. I got to be honest with you.
Well,
it really does.
You need to find out what the reality is, what the circumstances are, what kind of risk you're taking if you really get involved with this person. But it's not unreasonable not to get involved with somebody because because of
you can work this out.
Yeah, but it's also okay to admit that there's a substantial difference in what your futures hold together.
All right, let's see if we can find a offensive question for the Aquabats.
I heard you could also adopt kids too if you got married.
He mentioned adoption, but he was saying he didn't feel comfortable with that, or he was concerned about that.
Drew's all about adoption, and he is pro not choice. So this is a new term. I think it's soft.
Pro not choice.
I'm pro not choice. So you guys are on the same page over there.
Oh.
What? The Aquabats are pro not choice, right?
Actually, we haven't had a chance to research that type of subject since coming to America. Aquabania, of course, we didn't have to deal with it. So.
Right.
We don't understand what's going on.
I think we'll have to read it.
Okay, that's a bad idea.
If we had a pizza, then maybe it'd be different.
I believe that life begins after you learn to program the VCR. And anything before that, technically...
Right, we just bought a beta VCR. It's really hard to find tapes for it right now.
I think life begins after you learn how to ride the Golden Harley, as far as I see it.
All right, the Aquabats, ladies and gents, they play as good as they talk.
Word up.
No, this... Bobcat is representing. He did the video.
Rubber bands in the goatee.
The Fury of the Aquabats is the name of the CD, and we will be back with more of the Aquabats and Captain Bob and Nurse Drew after this.
Hi, this is David Spade, and when I'm driving around listening to the radio, if there's absolutely nothing on any other station, I listen to Loveline with Adam and Drew, because I'm naughty.
Spade, that's my kryptonite.
It never gets old.
That guy's my kryptonite. When he moved to L.A., he was over my house for 3 squares.
Really?
Yeah, I don't hear from him anymore.
Yeah, he's a
nice guy.
Bob usually hangs out with the A-list.
Oh, he's sort of...
Spade used to get his 3 squares over the house, and then he just dropped me, man, when he got an SNL. I don't hear from him. I don't see him. He's busy. He's busy, yeah. I don't know what he's doing. He's hanging out with Cy Sperling or something, but he's too busy.
Robin Williams is still calling, though, right?
Yeah, maybe, but it's not, he's no David Spade.
Do you have to call Robin Rob? You know, that sort of exclusive name thing that guys do?
Oh, yeah, like
Robert Jack would be Tony or
like
something.
Jack.
Right.
Jack is Jack. Whatever. But, no, yeah, Spade dropped me, man.
All right. Well, we're here to pick up the pieces.
Adam will leave you soon. Don't worry about it.
Bobcat Goldthwait is here. Also, the Aquabats.
The Aquabats are here, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be on a radio program where I'm not causing the uncomfortableness.
No.
Usually, I'm the turd in the punch bowl of show business, and for once, I'm the hero. I'm just sitting there.
It's our turn.
The Aquabats are here. They have a new CD out called The Fury of the Aquabats that will actually be out on Tuesday. And Bobcat did the Super Rad CD, which is just that.
I directed the video. The video.
I'm sorry.
The CD.
You're all...
I'm a little spacey tonight. I have not seen this much material in the Loveline room since the Insane Clown Posse was in here a few weeks back.
What's up? Yeah, we're going to step into the octagon with them next year.
Yeah, they are. I would watch out.
First.
They have size, but you have numbers and conviction and God on your side.
And you'll need all that with those two guys.
Although I think they have Satan on their side, which is a pretty powerful force too in the ring.
That's what it comes down to these days, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much...
And who you know.
Right.
Right.
And who you know.
All right. The Aquabats, everybody. Zach, you're 18. You have a question for the Bats?
Yeah.
I run a radio show up in Stockton, California.
Stockton again.
Stockton.
Yeah, Stockton.
City of Lights.
I can't tell you how much I love Stockton again.
You guys must
The
rule
river
in
there
Stockton.
Stockton is our strong center.
I go swimming in the river there.
All right, what's the question?
I was just wondering about any promotional items, because I'm like broke on cash. I just saw you guys down at the Turlock Ska Fest and all that.
Yeah, let us send you like $50. We'll send you all of our costumes.
Yeah, my shoes.
Because I would really love to give away some of your stuff to our listeners.
There's quite a promotional campaign behind the
A lot of
Aquabats.
swag behind the bats.
Yeah.
Word essay.
Could you send them out a couple of these boxes?
Oh yeah, we'll just have them talk to
Grandpa Yeti.
That room over there, Grandpa Yeti. We'll have to very helpful.
All right, Zach, we're going to put you on hold.
All right.
And if the Aquabats have representation that haven't left yet, you can speak to them.
All right. Hey, you must make one hell of a radio show, though, because you've been nothing but stimulating us.
Is it all talk format?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, thanks,
Zach. Have
for
fun in
calling.
Stockton.
Can I ask a question of Dr.
it real.
Drew and Adam?
Hurry up.
Very quickly.
And I hope it's a problem with oozing.
Nah, it's not.
All right, go on.
With me, I always seem to find, like, the girls that will always treat me like crap. And then whenever I find a bat, like...
Hold on a second. Drew,
Get rid of the beeper.
can you put the goddamn pager on vibrate, please? You made me use the G word in front of the Aquabats, but please, Drew, I've asked you to do that 100 times. It's already gone off 3 times tonight. Well, so it doesn't work, then you have an excuse. You can blame you not paging somebody back on your pager's malfunction. You understand? This is a golden opportunity. Please. All right. Who's called, Drew?
The hospital.
All right. Do you want to go talk to him? You got to talk to him now?
Well,
how come you can't page someone back in 6 minutes? Can you do that?
6 minutes.
Hey, he's a doctor. I hope someone's not,
Right.
bleeding to
Next
death.
time we Adam was sick, 4 seconds later, he'd be furious.
Oh, please, Drew. I leave you alone. I never get ill. All right. What the hell was the question now? Nah, we're moving
That
on.
guy was trying to hook up with some hotties. It wasn't. Maybe I'll use all the consonants.
Danny. Danny, you're 24.
Danny!
Yes. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes.
In regards to the tongue piercing, which was a collar a while back. Now, I was thinking about getting that, but after what I just heard, I'm kind of having second thoughts. And the question is, over the weekend, I got a Prince Albert. And
is that like a guiche?
It's a piercing on the penis.
Oh, how you doing?
Well, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and I was wondering. Okay, every time I get an erection, I bleed from there. They tell me it's going to be a couple of days from that. From the bleeding.
Are you doing all the cleansing and wound care that they suggest you do?
Yeah, I'm doing
It's
all
a wound, Danny. It's a wound. Somebody has taken a spear and jammed it through a appendage of your body.
Oh.
I mean, bleeding is the least of your concerns.
You weren't a cheerleader, were you?
Yeah, I mean, completely. I take care of it and everything like that.
Yeah, but I mean, why are people surprised when
You
they
know
have
what? You were taking care of it the day you didn't have that done. The day you had it done, that's when you stopped taking care of your penis.
Describe.
That was the day you fell off the taking care of my penis wagon.
I think people ought to treat their penis as a child. They have a certain responsibility.
I have a little Fisher-Price walkie-talkie in my pants.
That's right, so you can communicate to your jock.
Yeah, that other people can hear if there's any problem.
I will not leave my penis in the car on a hot day, for instance, without cracking the window.
I got the penis on board hand.
All right, Danny, explain the procedure very quickly for us.
I don't have many tears for this guy. He's worried about his penis bleeding after you had a stranger pierce it.
They make you drop trowel, you sit back, and then they just tell you to look away, and boom, the needle just goes right through.
It goes through the urethra first, right?
Through the urethra.
Down the urethra, and then pops out behind the head of the penis. If wind blows up my urethra, I'm out for 3 days. I couldn't imagine a spear going down that. Oh, Danny. All right.
Well, I also have another question regarding that. Regarding the Prince Albert. Okay, after I got it, now I'm wondering. Okay, they told me it's gonna heal within about 3 weeks, 3 weeks to a month, and I'm taking martial arts.
Hey, I like that. Karate?
Oh no, kung fu.
Oh, hey, man, right on.
Yeah.
Let me
fight a lot of people?
They cut that out of the opening scene. where the young grasshopper had to snatch the ring from Sensei's penis.
And by the way, not
Snatch the Prince Albert.
too much of a profiler, but Danny fits a profile of somebody that was physically abused when they were younger.
Were you physically abused, Danny?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nobody ever spanked you or hit you?
No. Probably just the skating, but
You pierced my penis.
It's probably just
I'm gonna
what?
learn karate pretty quick.
The skating?
yeah, skateboards.
No.
Skateboarding.
No.
I say he got the piercing. He says, I'm not letting that happen again. I'm learning some martial arts.
I just, I cannot.
We have a skateboard, too.
I spend the better part of the day keeping sharp things away from my penis.
That's why I don't have a cooking show anymore.
Cookies?
Heather.
This is where you hit the button
Yep.
on the radio.
You're 20.
I'm 20. How you guys doing?
Good. We're doing great. We're living that dream, man.
All right. Well, this is a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
My mother is.
How come you don't return my pages?
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
No, that was for Drew. Okay, we'll keep going.
Okay, my mother was diagnosed with manic depressive. Probably when I was about 8, and she's gotten a lot of electric shock therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to know if you know anything about like long-term effects, because right now she's just.
Well, memory problems are the most common thing people complain about. And usually, particularly in younger adults, the majority of those symptoms go away, except for maybe the week or two before the shock therapy was initiated.
Right.
In other words, you sort of have a little period of blankness in your memory, but for the most part, the memory function returns.
And how does this work, this electric shock therapy?
Basically, you take electrodes and you paralyze the person, and you induce a seizure. So because they're paralyzed, they don't shake, or at least they don't shake very much. And the seizures go 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, and in the course of causing the brain to electrically convulse, it raises rather markedly the levels of chemicals in the brain that elevate mood. It's the same thing that antidepressants do, but it does it by creating an electrical discharge of the brain.
And why would you do this instead of doing it orally?
It's one of the most potent, well, probably somebody is resistant to the oral medicine. She probably isn't responding to it in some way, and it's one of the most potent ways to elevate people's moods and the fastest way to do it.
But, I mean, do you recommend that? I mean...
I've been involved, it's become popular again.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And
I had a shrink that started talking about that.
For you.
Well, no, off the record, just say the shrink was talking about it. It's not a shrink I go to anymore.
There's a lot of...
I filed that under penis piercing, by the way.
There's a lot of FYI discussion that goes on in the Bobcat shrink session. I see. It's not necessarily pertaining to him.
Because I'm concerned about other people.
Well, I understand.
Hypothetically, what if there was a comedian who had bouts of depression? No, yeah.
I've been working in psychiatric hospital for a long time, and I've watched electric shock therapy sort of come on, and it has been extremely effective for some people that are recalcitrant to other forms. You have to remember that depression for some people is a life-threatening condition.
Right.
And for those people who are recalcitrant to other interventions, it's life-saving.
I mean, she's been hospitalized 3 times when this was done.
Yep.
And I know the first time it totally worked, and then about a year and a half later, she got depressed again. Went back into the hospital. They did it again. She was all happy. And then the 3rd time, they supposedly gave her a lot more like treatments than they usually. And God, I have a call.
All right.
And so I don't know, but ever since then, she just hasn't been the same. They've been switching her medications.
Well, it's probably more the medicines and the degree of the depression. I think.
All right, let me just tease a call before we go to break. Michael?
Yeah.
You're 25.
Right.
Girlfriend's bro is bisexual and came on to you.
Yeah.
Should you tell your girlfriend?
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's the question. Hold on. We got to go to break. The Bobcat and the Bobcats and the
Bobcats
and the Aquabats are going to all huddle on this one. And we'll come back with a thrilling answer.
We're really going to straighten you out.
Okay, Michael? All
right.
All right, so you hang on. We'll be back with more Loveline, more Bobcat, maybe more Drew, more Aquabats, more you after this.
Meanwhile,
All right, it is Loveline. The Aquabats are here tonight. Bobcat Goldthwait is here tonight. Bobcat directed their video, which is really an amazing piece of work. It's
brilliant. He's a genius.
He is a genius. We all know that here on the show. Dr. Drew is not a genius. He's in the other room on the phone during the radio show. Seems to be an important call, and he will be back, and we will be back in 10 seconds. All right. It is the Aquabats. It is Adam Carolla. It is Dr. Drew, and it is the great Bobcat Goldthwait who are in the studio tonight. Drew is now making his way through some of the extra Aquabats, and he is making his way
They're like tribbles.
back to the studio.
Drew.
All right.
Drew.
He's a genius.
Drew, is it all right?
Yeah, fine.
Everything's good? Drew, you're pretty strung out today.
Yeah.
Had a tough day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at the dentist today.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I have my difficulties, too. And the thing I found ironic about the dentist's office is they have the entire reception room all decked out in Halloween garb. It's got the spider webs and the jack-o'-lanterns and whatnot. And I said to the dentist, really no need to scare up the dentist office. You guys have that covered.
Like it's not terrifying enough for a kid.
Let's turn Auschwitz into a haunted house. Not really necessary, fellas.
He got really scared at the dentist. I think it was the goblin that he saw hanging.
Right. It's more actually the bill and the drill are the things that I find
Drew,
more
what do you give out
horrifying.
at Halloween?
What do we give at our house?
You've got to be the house that gets nailed with the whatever you're giving out.
Well, whatever Upjohn is sampling that week is what he hands out.
He's the happy house.
My kids are into Halloween, and so we have like
do you
a
give
billion
out like
different.
apples or?
No. Oh, no. We don't get away with that.
What do you give out?
If we, it was my wife one time had a thing where it was sort of a game where there was money under little jar caps, and
right.
The kids would of course just sweep the whole thing into their
8-year-old roller, and that was it.
Yeah, that had to be when
and
you got
the quarters were very impressive to them.
the disgruntled 15-year-olds at the end of the night.
Right, exactly.
I had the health food mom growing up, so I got to give out little packages of raisins and walnuts, and it's like thanks for the ass kicking, Ma, at the door. You know where the walnut goes? About halfway down the driveway, right through the front window. All right, so Aquabats here. What are the kids dressing up as this year, Drew?
We have Batman and Robin and Megara.
Oh, Megara.
Yeah, so.
And I'm hoping that's your girl, which is all right if it's not.
Yeah, we almost had Hercules, but
Really?
Batman and Robin prevailed.
Okay, and that's all.
We don't want to get Drew going on the Hercules.
No.
Hey, we don't want Adam to get going on the Hercules.
At family gatherings, we still open that book. It's like the scripture we keep in our house.
Bobcat did a voice on Hercules, and last time Bobcat was in here a couple months back, he brought a lot of Hercules memorabilia to drop off to Drew, who was delighted. This time, when Drew heard Bobcat was coming in a couple days ago, he said, "Hey Adam, call Bobcat and tell him to bring in more Herculean swag." I didn't do that because I would not compromise.
That's not what I said either.
What'd you say?
I started to say that.
Oh,
and then
come
I
on,
made it
Drew.
true.
What did you say? What did you say?
No, I said he was very kind last time. And it checked my impulse.
All right, I'll
which
see what
was,
I can hook you up with.
Drew, you told me to call Bobcat and tell him to bring in some jug.
If I
You really did.
insanity.
He never asked for Mr. Floppy Dolls.
And Bobcat then turned Drew against me by coming in here and saying, I ruined it last time by turning on Bobcat, who did not bring anything in for me, only for the triplets.
Hey, we got to get to this guy who's hanging on the line.
All right, Michael.
Yeah.
All right, so you're 25.
25.
Girlfriend is bisexual. Girlfriend's brother.
Brother's bi and's been hitting on him.
Right.
Correct.
And you want to know whether to tell your girlfriend.
Yeah, well, it's kind of fairly more complex than that, really.
Do you like him?
No.
Well, that'd be really complex.
It started like a year ago. He is like the kind of guy that when you first meet him, you think he's gay, but then you get to know him, and it's like, no, he's not gay. Just acts that way. You know what I mean?
Very important history.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Michael! I swear to God, we've had the worst possible calls tonight. We really have. What did the guy do to you? Did he get anywhere with you?
Okay, the first thing he ever did was we went out one time, and just me and him and a bunch of other guys, and we all got really drunk, and we were going to go somewhere, just me and him, like to go pick up some more beer or something. I can't remember what it was, but he offered to pay me $20 to let him perform oral sex on me.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
And I told him, no, I'm not that way, and I, pretty much told him to leave me alone and everything. And
right. And he said 50, and you said okay?
No.
Okay.
After that, everything was cool for about 8 or 9 months. And then...
So you just kind of
You just kind of sloughed that one off.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's like conversation. Hey, can you pass the butter and, for $20? I don't know. That would...
No, well, see, one of the things that makes it complicated is she's always at my house, my girlfriend, and he lives in the same apartment complex as me, so he's always there too. He's like always there to see her or whatever.
All right, so 8 months ago he made this pass.
Right.
You turned him down.
Right. And then, see, later on, there was another time when we were all out drinking again.
Really?
Do you guys play any games?
I think for $20 he was just trying to put something in your mouth so you'd shut up.
I passed out, from being drunk, and I woke up and he was touching me.
He was touching you when you woke up.
Right, and I just got up and went into the other room and laid down.
Well, what kind of touching? If he was
He's like, he's like poking him in the shoulder.
Like groping me.
Groping you. Okay.
How old are you?
25.
Michael, you don't know by the age of 25 not to pass out drunk in front of a guy who just offered you $20 for a blowjob?
25.
I was gonna pass out. I mean,
25. I was a PTA dad. Okay, come on, get it together.
Bob did Sullivan when he was 9. So he's had, his career's moved along at a faster clip than most.
All right, so let's try to get focused on what the issue is here. The
the
brother's got bad boundaries. He's intrusive. He's got his own problems.
Right.
What is your question for us?
Well, the main thing I wanted to know is, I really don't think that any of his family knows about him.
Right.
That's none of your
He leads
business.
a fairly normal.
That's none of your business.
Okay.
I would write him a letter.
You need to tell Michael. You need to tell him that if any episode like this happens again, that the first person you're going to is his family.
Right.
Your girlfriend,
that's what I
the
wondered,
dad,
because
and the cat will be out of the bag. If he so much as tries to pull some lint off of your flannel shirt with a stick from 5 feet away, you are yelling homo and running for his homo.
You should not be threatening him with his sexual orientation. You should be threatening him about his behavior. What if it were the sister and she were coming on to the sister's boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
What you want to tell the sister is that this guy's hitting on the sister's boyfriend.
All right, now I'm lost, Drew.
Yeah, certainly.
It's not the sexuality.
He's bringing in the Lindbergh baby.
Turn into Barry Lyndon all of a sudden.
I have no idea what.
I'm lost, Drew.
The main thing I wanted to know is whether or not I should tell her, because I don't think she knows, but...
Not unless he continues. If he continues and will not stop, then...
Talk to him first. Let him know that if he does anything, you will tell her.
How come you haven't talked to your girlfriend about it?
Well, like I said, I'm a nice guy, and I think he...
Hey, man, right on.
I think that right now he's just trying to keep a secret, and he just... I don't want to,
He's hitting on his sister's
What relationship is more
boyfriend.
important?
Right.
Yours and his, or yours and your girlfriend?
Right, or his and his dad's, or you and your girlfriend. This guy's way out of line, and people who are way out of line are being asked to be put in line. All right? If he does anything...
How are your neighbors, by the way?
They are right in line now. Screw you, Drew. You know I got my neighbors under control now. They acted out just a little bit. I passed down the lawn. I caught one of them, their hand down my pants. But, no. I had some trouble with my neighbors.
With the neighbors? You got to,
You gotta
neighbors
line
are
them
like
up.
stray pets. You know what I mean? Did you talk to them?
I gave me a condescending talking to.
Well, I mean, but you can't even ever say hi. You
No.
feed them once, and
Right.
it's all over.
You have to look at your feet when you walk. That's what I
First
do
thing
in
we
front
did
of
when we
my
got
house.
the compound,
Right.
put the cinder blocks over the two front doors.
I know, he did, too. It really, Bobcat's house looks like the one they were keeping. Remember when, who the hell was that we tried to get out? They tried to get out with all that loud rock and roll music about 8 years ago. Was it Gaddafi or something like that? Who the hell was that?
Waco, man, Waco.
No.
It was Waco.
You know what I'm talking
Florida
about.
now.
Noriega.
Noriega.
All right, thank you. Engineer Mike, everybody.
Break your heart.
Thank you for that, Drew. Yeah, it really looks. I mean, there's everything but barbed wire. They have a guard shack in the front.
Except the music's coming out from my house, trying to drive the other neighbors
Right.
away.
It's an internal
Aquabats
problem.
have been to the rumpus room.
4 attack dogs.
Scott.
Miniature. Tiny.
Scott.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Scott.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Scott, what's your problem?
I have a question for the Aquabats.
What's up, Homer?
Hey, Holmes. This is Cadet 28.
Number 28, reporting.
Are you from
This is the
Stockton?
commander.
No, I'm from Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
The professor is here.
28.
Whoa, boy.
Is this whoa, boy?
Yep.
How you doing?
28. Scott, what's up? I mean, 28.
I've got to learn to number my fans for just such occasions.
All right.
How you doing? How you doing?
I wouldn't
homie?
get to 28, I don't think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're not gonna be reaching pi.
Are your parents monitoring the radio?
No.
Okay.
Scott, ask your
Take it
question.
easy.
What's your question?
About the summit on the 25th.
Yes.
What time does it start?
12 to 3.
12 to 3.
But
And
it's
is it
top
at,
secret for cadets only.
Yes.
You know, kids, if you're out there listening.
Well, where's
and I'm
the
sure
top
you
secret
are.
summit at?
It's top secret.
All right,
You
hold
join
on.
the Aquabats Cadet Club for a mere $10. You too could come to the Aquabat Cadet Summit, where there'll be free pizza.
Scott,
Don't be dangling that carrot.
do not miss the summit. Drew?
Free
It's
pizza.
gonna be like those Jane's Addiction tickets.
That's free pizza.
What are you
Jane's
doing, Drew?
Addiction.
All right.
Jane's
no more
addiction.
Aquabat questions, please. Oh.
Hey, man. Drew's trying to drive the bus.
Tricia,
Yes,
you're 19.
yes, I am.
What's going on?
Okay,
Do you want to join the Aquabat Cadet Fan Club, Trisha?
no, I don't. But
$10.
anyways, I really appreciate the offer, though.
Free pizza.
All right, what's your question?
All right. August 5th, my father passed away, and he had cancer, liposarcoma, and I was there.
Liposarcoma?
Yes, it was
That's
cancer
a
of the
fat,
fatty
it's a
tissues.
fat tumor. Aggressive.
Get it, like,
very,
liposuction?
very rare.
Yes.
What about liposuction?
Well, no, I'm saying like liposarcoma, liposuction.
Yeah,
That's the
no,
only
it's a
way I
fat,
remember
but
it.
sarcomas, this is a term that's not commonly heard in the public domain, and it's worse than a cancer. It's a cancer
yeah.
that's aggressive, very aggressive.
It was very. Actually, in '95, he was diagnosed for 3 months,
Ugh,
and we stretched it out for 2 years.
wow.
So I'm really proud of it,
Good.
you know, and I'm really happy that we got to have him as long as we did.
Good.
The only problem is that I was there the night that he died,
Yeah.
and I was in his hospital room with him, and he took his last breath and everything, and I, you know, did the whole thing. You know, I jumped on his bed with him and everything, and I was, you know,
God.
saying, "Daddy, don't go," and all that stuff. And I can't sleep now because I'm constantly having nightmares of that whole scene.
Of course.
And I need to sleep.
Well, Tricia, have you told anybody else you're experiencing this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I told my mom, and, you know, then, you know, first thing out of her mouth is, you know, well, you need to go see a therapist and stuff like that. And I just...
Thank God your mom is at least trying to get some help for you.
Yeah, but Trisha's got a little animosity toward Mom, right?
What do you mean?
Well,
Well,
you didn't really approve of the way she handled herself during this tragedy?
well, see, my parents kind of got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Do you blame her for him being sick?
What?
Do you blame her for his being
Oh,
sick?
no, not at all.
But you're kind of pissed at her, right?
No, well...
Yeah, a little
Okay, are you
bit.
guys going to take bets on this one or not?
Oh.
No.
Nice. Gambling with Aquabats just sounds like the scene from The Deer Hunter. It really just too much.
No. 2 years ago, my dad had an affair with this, you know, policewoman or whatever, and they ended up, you know, getting together and everything like that. And my mom, he left my mom and me, and so I had a lot of anger towards him. So I, you know, missed a couple of months with him and stuff like that, and I still feel guilty about that.
Oh, Tricia, please.
But I made up with it, you know. I tried to make up as much as I could with him.
But Tricia, listen, a tough couple of months is a drop in the hat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to most families.
Oh, I know.
All right,
I know.
so-
I mean, I listen to your show every night, and I
Yeah.
hear everybody. And I'm
Most kids don't have a couple of months with their parents not away, just in their presence.
Ever.
Right.
All right. So,
I totally understand.
so Tricia, you need to get yourself involved with people that are, know how to cope with
Is there a
this
wellness
stuff.
community where you are?
I'm sorry?
Is there something like a wellness community? Any
Not that I know
cancer
of,
support
no.
groups, families of people?
There's support groups, but I went to them, and it was just completely lame.
Why?
The whole thing, it was just, you know, everybody, they don't have support groups for
Yeah.
after.
Right.
They
Well,
have
they do.
support groups of, you know, sticking with them and, you know, getting them to be happy. And
Well, there are support groups for after, and you should be able to look for something like that. And if you can't find it, I mean, these are the most significant stressors that the human is presented with, which is loss, particularly loss of somebody, your primary relationships, the people closest to you, the people you love the most. There really isn't a worse stress in one's life. And if you're unwilling to get some professional help for it, then you have to rely on friends, and really close friends whom you can dump some of these feelings on. And otherwise, it's a matter of finding people who've been through this to sort of share the pain with, and things like support groups can do that.
Patrick,
Yeah.
you're 27.
Yeah.
You're on with Bobcat and the Aquabats.
Woohoo! Hey, Bobcat.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, how old do you think Bobcat is?
30.
Oh, for
All right.
Christ's sake.
So what's the question?
Well, my girlfriend, before we ever knew each other, had an abortion. And now that we're engaged, well, actually, it's a fiancé, I was curious if an abortion would cause side effects to not having kids.
It has that potential. What is their problem?
Well, I think it might be me then, because I was in the Navy working with antennas and radioactive stuff and stuff like that.
What happened? What do you mean?
Well, it was just, I was in a hazardous area where...
No, how do you know you can't conceive?
Well, I haven't gone and checked out. Well, we've tried to have kids.
How long have you been trying to procreate?
Couple months.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
You haven't even,
I know. We're
you haven't even gotten the game yet.
Yeah.
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Do you have your teeth, your front teeth?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's your problem.
I know.
You really got to lose your job and at least one of your front teeth in order to knock somebody up these days. I tell you, your chances go right through the roof. It's a mathematical equation that you can't argue with.
Okay, that's what I figured, too. But we were just kind of in that scare.
You might want to start drinking.
And, yeah, you got to get on the booze,
We do that heavily.
quit the job, and have one of your friends have sex with her so that when she gets pregnant, she doesn't know who the father is. This
seems to work.
Absolutely. We hear these calls all night.
I noticed that, and I thought I was going about it all wrong.
Drew, how long should you give it before you check into it?
Year.
A year.
A whole year. Did you hear that?
And is that a year with the temperature and, that whole testing thing, the whole ovulation thing?
If you're serious about it, that's great.
We are.
I mean, why not go through the ovulation testing kits and everything and increase your probability? They're going to want you to do that anyway when you go get fertility testing.
Right.
So.
Okay, well, we were just curious because that was...
You're not married yet.
Her. Oh, I know.
What? Bobcat, help me.
What? Oh, sorry.
Kids for you. After marriage, before marriage. Where did they come in the whole evolution of a relationship?
Those kids were 19 when he got married because your wife had a girl, right? Stepson.
I have a stepson, Taylor. Yeah.
Right.
And I raised him since he was 2, and now he's 15. We digress. But
it seems to be that the American wisdom is you have kids, and then you think about marriage.
Because marriage is a pretty big commitment, Drew.
Right, but I am not here to cast the first stone.
Is he telling us
Let's just say that my daughter was 4.5 months premature.
Listen, you're asking a stand-up.
That's why I was asking you to help.
Hold on a second.
That's my daughter was 4.5 months premature.
All right, you're asking
healthy 6 pounds.
You're asking a stand-up comedian who hails from New York and has done 37 Police Academy movies.
Whose psychiatrist has recommended electric shock therapy.
Hey! Right, you're asking him about societal mores, please, and his own sensibilities. Let's just step back, please. All right, Dawn.
Hi.
You're 22.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I was married, and I have a 3-year-old son. I'm now divorced for over a year, and I'm in a new relationship that's been going on for about a year, and everything is going really great there. My son is getting along well with the new boyfriend and the whole deal.
How old is your son? I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
How old is your son? Is 3?
My son is 3.
Okay.
My problem is that his father was abusive, and he takes his son every other day and then sometimes on the weekends for normal visitations. The problem is that he always takes his son to his mom, and he never takes him alone, and when he takes him, it's kind of like he takes him to his mom, and he goes off in the other room and just watches TV. There's been several instances where he's come home or the baby's come home and said things that, were not something a child would make up.
Like what?
Things like, Mom doesn't feed me because she eats all the food in the house, or talks bad about, my boyfriend, things like that.
He does that. The little boy does that.
My son comes home from Dad's house telling me things.
That's what Drew's saying.
Right.
All right, just agree then, please.
Yeah, okay.
So you think he's being fed this stuff?
Yeah, he comes home saying, just off-the-wall things.
Right.
I know.
So why does your husband snatch him a couple times a week if he's not interested in being with him?
Well, that's my problem. Is the courts won't take his rights away.
Have you gone to them with what's happening now?
They've told me he has a domestic violence charge from our marriage, and in and out of jail, you know, the whole deal. And
but hold on, Don. What's going on with you that they're giving this guy full visitation and, you know, partial custody? You know what I mean? One of the Manson family here. I mean, what's going on with you?
Well,
you're not too squeaky clean either.
No, you're right. I wasn't at the time.
All right.
When I left his dad, I was a mess. I had been involved in
So don't blame the courts. It's a lesser of two evils.
So why
they're
don't you
looking
go
at
back?
here.
Yeah, why don't you go back
Why didn't I go back where?
to the courts now?
I've tried. See, the problem is I don't have any money to hire an attorney. He's got money from his parents. And so he just, you know, he can hire, in fact, his attorney is a family friend.
All right. Do you have any kind of relationship with him?
Other than our child, no.
Do you think you could sort of just talk to him on behalf of the child?
Oh, my God. I have tried so many times. I've tried, I get along with his mom, you know, and I've tried to talk to her, and we've been in and out of mediation, and there's all these rules set where, you know, he's not supposed to say any mean things while he's got the child and all that stuff, and he just doesn't go for it.
Well, look, now wait a minute. We're not suspecting that the child is being overtly abused in this home.
Right.
He's visiting his...
Dad's sitting, you know, Dad's bogarting the Cheetos on the sofa. That's what's going on.
As far as she knows, Dad is not overly attentive. No. He's visiting Grandma. He's spending time with his dad.
Right.
And he comes back saying bad things about Mom and Mom's boyfriend. That's all we know here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know... It's not a horrible situation.
That's silver spoon material on our show. He's being pampered according to Loveline standards.
Much deeper than you have time for me to tell you. I'm giving you the very much.
Well, why don't you give us the meat and the potato? Why don't you just give us the you just gave us the parsley,
not the garni.
Yeah. Is there anything that we should know?
You know, the whole dirt on his family?
No, could you give us the most boring aspects of you?
Yeah, he comes back and says, Grandma ate all the food. I mean, does he come back and...
He's coming home saying that I eat all the food over
Yeah, but the point is he's not saying that Grandma beats me with a paddle. I mean, what is it that's going to make us say, oh, my God, your child should not be spending time with his father? I mean, the father is interested in the child. Even though he doesn't know how to spend quality time with him, he is interested in him and spends time with him.
That's just it.
Do you eat all the food?
His whole attitude, he's not.
Do you eat all the food?
My son comes home saying...
Do you eat all the food?
Saying that Dad says I eat
Shut
all the
Bobcat's mic off.
Do you
Mike,
eat all the food?
Shut the mic off.
Like, give the kid a pork chop or something, maybe. You know.
That's just a minor part. You know,
give him a pork chop.
All right, listen.
Write the dad a letter.
We got to go to break. Here's what's going on, Don. Truth be told, it doesn't sound like there's any overt abuse going on. If there is, you certainly didn't tell us about it. Number two, part of this is what happens when you were an F-up back during the court sessions and you didn't get awarded full custody. I mean, this guy has a prior. He is in all kinds of trouble, and they give him full visitation, which...
He had supervised visitation at that time.
Okay,
but supervisors were his parents.
All right.
It wasn't any kind of real supervision.
All right, but listen.
It's the man's fault.
All right, so Don.
Adam, stretch this out. This is
I just want to... All right.
A little longer.
Hey, Engineer Mike, shut Bobcat's mic off, please. Okay. All right, everyone's mic's off but mine. Don, I really hate to do the tough love thing, but you made your bed, and now you got to sleep in it. You got involved with an abusive guy. You had a child with an abusive guy. You were screwed up during the court procedures and did not get full custody of your child, and this is now what you have to deal with. The court is not going to be sympathetic. They know your situation. They know his situation. You must now try to transcend all this mess, talk to Mom, and talk to him on behalf of the child. That's all you can do at this point.
And so...
And take responsibility for the situation that you're in. Don't dump it all off on his family. Don't dump it all off on him or the kid or whatever the hell else it is. The courts. You got involved with this. You had this child. Take responsibility for it. Do what you can. And don't poison the kid with all kinds of talk about Grandma and Dad. That's going to screw him up even more.
Stop eating his food.
Hi, this is Tony Bennett, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right. Boy, it really sounds like he was fed that.
Or he was startled.
This is Tony Bennett, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. All right, Bobcat Goldthwait is here. He brought his friends, the Aquabats. The Aquabats are playing with a band that we had in here a couple of weeks ago, but we can't remember whether it was Goldfinger
or Blink 182.
Could have been Blink 182. Salt Lake City, they will be in the 27th. Just to visit family, I think they're not playing. And then Vegas the 28th.
We're hoping the video gets on praise.
And then
where are you playing? Where are you guys going to Las Vegas?
Drew's into Vegas.
At the Huntridge in
Drew's
Las
like
Vegas.
Fred Flintstone with the bat.
And the 29th, they're going to be at the Roxy here in fabulous Los Angeles.
Word, homie.
The Aquabats have themselves a CD out.
You know, prepare for the fury of the Aquabats.
That's the name of the CD. It will be out on Tuesday.
The bats are going to be huge. You can't stop them. I mean, I'm just a spectator in the phenomenon of the Aquabats.
Today, well, we're all in awe. Is it a week from today that the
fury is unleashed?
The fury will be unleashed Tuesday, October 28th.
And
very excited about the premiere of the video on the box.
Yeah. Bob, do you? I predicted skyrockets right to number 25.
Really?
I really do. This is this is a huge video, and we just watched the rest of it. And
controversial director.
I don't want to give away the ending, but
my dog Gorby.
It was absolutely a piece of cinematic history.
And these guys have never been in front of the camera before.
You'd never know.
It was a new experience for us all.
The cameo appearances by Bobcat's daughter were astonishing.
And Ed Begley Jr.
Ed Begley Jr.
It's like what was the Players where everybody in Hollywood appeared.
Yeah, everyone was lobbying, trying to get in the video. Go, no.
Yeah, we had Tony Danza on the phone for like 2 hours.
Yeah, there was real buzz around this one.
And I said, you know, if it doesn't have anything to do with the story, the vision.
Right.
Because
you don't care if De Niro wants to get in on it. If he's not part of the vision.
His car is charged by
the Aquabat.
Jaime the robot. So he's got a cord coming out.
Right.
From the plug.
That didn't play exactly like that. It's
no, but he falls on the ground and Ed Begley laughs at him. So it gets...
That worked.
Look,
it did.
I put a lot of...
No, it worked. It worked on so many different levels, Bob. It's not even worth exploring those. It just worked.
Stop. Now
All
you're
right.
just...
So you look for the Aquabats new video directed by the great Bobcat Goldthwait. Also, we're going to hear a little something else from the Bobcats. From the Aqua Bobcats. This one is called The Cat with Two Heads. The Cat with Two Heads from the Aquabats.
Yes.
Get them while they're hot.
Thank you.
Fury of the Aquabats is the name of the CD. It will be out 1 week from today. I can smell the lines forming across America.
Enthusiasm everywhere.
Now, the Aquabats and I have had our differences in the past.
First, we're giving up the wristbands
so
you can buy the CD.
Right.
Let me say this about the Aquabats.
Tony Danza has a wristband.
There's a lot of brooding bands from England, and there's a lot of hardcore bands here from the States.
It's hard to imagine a band like this coming from the UK. Imagine that.
Yeah, I don't think that would. Well, there were the Bugaloos back in the 60s, so let's not forget them.
They exploded.
Loving Rockets.
The point is I like a band with a sense of humor, and I like a band that dresses alike. I wish all bands would go back. I remember like when the OJs and the Temptations, the bands dressed alike. All right, so the Aquabats are here. They're queer. Get used to it. No.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, good save. I thought... Let's take a call. So much for bridge repair.
Aloha from Hawaii, Adam.
Brian?
Yeah.
All right, you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk to Bobcat?
I love you, Bobcat.
All right, that's enough out of you. Listen, we got to go to break. When we come back, he can lavish praise upon Bobcat. I'm sure he's not worthy.
Hello, I'm Damon.
I'm Dave. I'm Graham.
And we are collectively Blur, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
And the band we have in tonight, there's a lot of parallels with Blur, actually.
Thank you, Mr. Corona.
Not from England.
With the Blur?
They're sober and they're Jehovah's Witness. But other than that, they're really the same band as Blur. We have the Aquabats tonight, led by...
the commander.
Captain Lou Bobcat, who's...
No, I'm just, I am just a witness. You know what I am? These guys are, their capacity for showmanship and pizzazz is going to take them to the galaxies and beyond.
Adam.
Now, the first time I heard
pizzazz.
it was Jerry Lewis introduced Charlie Callis that way on his short-lived talk show. And unfortunately, it's in my brain. There's just things I wish I could click and drag and empty. Are you sure you want to empty the file of Marv Albert and women's underwear? Yes. I don't want that in my head.
Perhaps if you took the therapists up on the electroshock.
Electroshock therapy. We could download some stuff.
I would
take out
download.
the trash.
You know, we've had our fun at Bobcat's expense throughout the
don't we?
Throughout the year here on Loveline, but it is now time to.
How do I figure into the whole Loveline family?
Here's how. You kiss Adam's butt, and he's going to tell you just how
And
you
everyone's sick.
anyone that acknowledges Adam's greatness automatically becomes a welcome member of the Loveline
kissed his
team.
ass before. He used to be trying to get me on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
I accidentally didn't give him the chump line.
Adam has uncanny ability to sense somebody who has some acknowledgement of his greatness.
But I accidentally didn't give him the chump line.
You didn't? Oh, you mean the phone line?
You're funny,
too.
Yeah, you gave me the same number Robin has?
I gave you the real line, so I screwed up.
Well, let me read this quote from Los Angeles Magazine, who did a nice, a small but nice article on me in this month's issue. And Bobcat is quoted in this. And Bob, it brought a tear to my eye when I read this. Comedian Bobcat Goldthwait,
/ director.
a periodic guest on the show, reveres Carolla. What is really amazing is that so many of Adam's riffs are stream of consciousness. Kind of like watching him channel, Goldthwait says. He's got the potential to be extremely famous. He's very funny, original, and full of self-loathing. God bless you, Bobcat. Do you hear that?
Genius.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
That's why he's our director.
Well,
Bobcat.
What instinct.
You know,
what
the
insight.
problem with interviews is sarcasm does not translate.
Not to the
Do you know
written
what I mean?
page.
It doesn't. Oh, he's going to be really famous. Oh, Adam is a super-duper star. I just revel in his presence.
Well, it did not make the translation.
No, sarcasm does not translate.
Thank
In the
goodness
printed word.
for that. Brian?
Yeah.
Would you like
Man,
to...
you hung on there for a long time. Where you calling from?
Oh, Fremont.
Fremont, City of Lights.
You want to talk to the deity that is Bobcat Goldthwait?
Oh, I love you so much.
All right.
Genius.
Hello, crazy.
It's all about the circle of love.
I never remember laughing so much as when I saw you get up in that Godzilla suit and smash that small replica of the city.
You know, for a moment, like, my chest starts swelling, and I'm going, he's probably going to talk about Larry Sanders.
Right.
You know, or he's probably going to talk about, Shakes the Clown, or maybe he's going to mention Hercules.
Shakes has had a renaissance. Shakes been revisited.
Well, Bobcat brought it back.
Yeah, it was me showing it on a sheet in the rumpus
basement.
room.
All right, but Brian?
Yeah, that's...
when did he smash the town?
I
think it was One Crazy Summer.
little picture called One Crazy Summer.
Oh, yeah.
With Demi
John
Moore
Candy?
and John Cusack. No.
Oh, Cusack. That's
Brilliant.
Oh, the greatest movie ever.
All right.
Yeah.
It was made before you were born, Brian.
Got up and rang the bell twice.
That's okay.
All right.
Brian, which is better, dogs playing poker or Monet?
Monet.
Okay. All right.
Poker.
You passed the Loveline poker test. All right. Anything else you'd like to say to Bob?
No.
How old do you think Bobcat is?
I know how old he is.
How old?
35.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Well,
All right. Little stalker potential there.
The listeners have really wised up on this show. Remember we used to get guesses? I don't know,
No, it was-
57, 58?
Yeah, it was drunk, limey bands.
Mary,
Yeah.
you're 16.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
Yo.
What's up? What are the guys?
Oh, baby.
Getting low.
Okay. Anyways,
It's all good.
Yeah. Right on. SA. Go on.
We're all about the dope flows.
You go, girl. See.
Anyways, okay, I've liked this guy for a really, really, really long time.
Have you told him so?
I've been calling him up for a while.
Have you written him a letter yet?
No.
That always
okay.
worked for me.
Is he in Hanson?
Huh?
All right, hold on. Engineer Mike, shut off all the microphones.
No, we wait.
Oh, how sad.
All right.
Anyways, okay, well, he just broke up with this girl. Like, for like a long, he's been going out with her for a long time. And she said that if he ever, like, she cheated on him. So that's why he broke up with her, obviously. And she said that if he ever went out with anyone else, that her and her mom would go after her. So I guess, like, if I get with him, like, her mom will go psycho.
She
and, like,
can't
rip
hear you
my
because
house
I had your mic shut off.
down. So should I confront her? Should I, like, avoid her, or should I just kick her ass?
Drew, are you as uninvolved with this call as I am?
What?
You know,
Hey, man,
Drew's
this
like,
is a real problem.
Drew's like,
I had it last summer.
he's going through his mail.
Yeah.
It's got, like, this psycho.
Vivisection
This is
on
a real
small
problem.
animals.
This is real turmoil.
Mary, avoid her. Okay, this is a crazy. This is a crazy person. With crazy intentions.
TP her house.
Stay away.
Avoid her and follow your heart. John, you're 19.
Go for you, James.
I was sexually molested by my babysitter when I was about 3 years old.
Oof.
And
Was it male or female?
female, kind of large and in charge, so to speak.
What?
She had a large female. What, Drew? Is there?
But
what do you have to cut through there? He had a big female.
She was large and in charge. What does that imply?
Well,
She's a big woman who felt him up when he was 3.
Right. She was a big black woman. She was probably about 15, but she was well, a beast, so to speak. And
right.
And now I am kind of really, really shy when it comes to any sort of sexual conversation or.
Sure. Okay.
What did she do to you? Do you know?
Well, it was actually me and my brother, and I was 3 and I was still sucking my thumb and everything, and she stripped down to her birthday suit, and from what I remember, since I was only 3, it's kind of vague, but I availed myself of her upper body, and my brother went down to her lower portions.
How old was your brother?
About 5.
I thought I was going to say like 19 or something. So, did anything ever happen to her?
No, I never told. This is the first time I ever talked about it.
Wow.
How many occasions did this happen on?
Just once.
Just once?
Yeah.
So basically, when you were 3, you got big black breasts thrust upon you on one occasion.
Uh-huh.
All right, I give it a 3 on the trauma scale.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You can get over this one.
Here's my question.
That's right.
Now, I've been attracted to many different girls in my high school career, and every single time I've ever talked to them, I never have a problem approaching them or talking to them, but I can never ask them out or talk to them in any sexual manner. It's always friendship.
But you know, it sounds like the way this was, as you describe it, thrust upon you, it's a very intrusive, scary experience. And so whenever those sorts of feelings are evoked, you feel like you're being consumed and overwhelmed and lost, annihilated by the experience. You got to find a way to sort of keep your feet planted on the ground and stay in reality and sort of stay present with yourself as opposed to getting lost in the connection with this old trauma.
And I wouldn't get too mired in the large black breasts as much as I'd like to, John. You're 19. You're a virgin, I'm guessing.
Very much so, yeah.
Although not many virgins have suckled on large black breasts. If there is a silver lining here, is what I'm saying. But here's what I'm saying, John. Don't make this a crutch. Do not make that large black breast a crutch. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, this happened once. It was traumatic, but you will get over it. And this isn't the sole reason that you're not dating.
Well, and you've got to.
Don't look at it as the reason.
You have to develop your social skills, and you have to get out there and keep slugging.
Yeah, a lot of guys are lame in high school and don't get dates and are nervous around women.
Certainly, again, if the feelings are intense for him, and they probably are related to that experience, but he needs to push on. He should be able to overcome it.
All right, listen, we need to talk to Nikki, who's been on hold for 125 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in D.C.
All right.
D.C., City of Lights.
All right, now I'm hanging up on her. I didn't like that attitude. I really didn't.
Oh.
All right, we'll get back there. Nikki?
Hi. Bye.
You're lucky we're doing a 3-hour show tonight, or at least it feels that way.
Okay, I love you guys. You're the bomb.
All right, what's your question?
Well, can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
Okay, my uncle lives in Stockton Rock.
Stockton, City of Lights.
Yes. And Bobcat, I love you. I've seen everything you've ever done. I used to love the bunny.
All right, well, thank you.
He makes a mean hero sandwich.
I talked to you before, Adam, and you told me to, like, play with myself. I'm the Catholic girl, you know?
That was off mic, right?
No, that was on my...
Oh, okay.
Like, some, like, construction dude, like, crapped in your tub or something.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right, when I was having the house renovated, and a guy saw fit to take a dump in my tub.
Submarine ride.
And by the way, if you're out there, it's said excrement is still at the lab, and we will be coming after you. I'm minutes away from a name coming out of the computer, and I'm now going to enlist the help of my friends the Aquabats to find the man who crapped in my tub. All right, now shut their mics off.
All right.
So Nikki, what do you want?
Maybe it's like a spackle
I wanted
problem.
to know how my boyfriend like comes in like a heartbeat, and for me it takes forever. And I was just kind of wondering what I could do to speed me up and to slow him like way down.
Mm-hmm. How fast is it? I mean, really, like a minute or two?
Like, well, for him maybe 5. I mean, if he watches baseball tonight, you know, on ESPN, he's like maybe 10.
Right. Okay. Listen, Nikki, here's the deal. You cannot try to speed up your orgasm. It's like trying to disarm a bomb with a marching band playing behind you and a big clock ticking in front of you. You can't focus that way. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You need him to worry about or work on lengthening his sexual experience.
Well, that's what I've tried, and he's really shy, and I'm only his third very serious intimate partner, and he's like kind of old. He's like 26.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's way up there.
yeah, you know, he's just really obnoxious about
That's
that.
kind of scary that you're going out with a guy that old.
Yeah.
21.
How's his health? Is he all right? Is he okay?
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
In the colon, everything's fine?
He's got the body of an 80-year-old.
Mhm.
He's in good shape. It's just his body's like always tired.
Let me tell you, no 80-year-old can come that fast. I'll tell you that right now. He may have the body of an 80-year-old, but he has a penis of a 14-year-old.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, I mean...
Well, you got, best of both worlds there.
Really?
You got
He's got the ass of an 80-year-old and the penis of a pent-up 15-year-old.
I mean, he's got a couple of pornos. He just got him, his friends got him for his birthday, and I was wondering maybe we should pop one of those in, or...
Yeah, you need to get him going faster. That helps.
Yeah, he needs more excitement. He needs to heighten the experience for himself. No, he needs
Well, maybe,
to...
was that for your own good? Was that what you were saying?
Well, I think that's what she was alluding to.
All right.
I'm
only thinking about the guy's needs.
I think that the guy, and Drew stands behind this advice.
When he's not sorting mail.
If a guy... Well, he wears a lot of hats here at the station. If a guy has a premature ejaculation, he should remove a bullet from the chamber so the gun does not go off so quickly. Am I right, Drew? This is sound medical advice.
Sure. Keep the prostate hygiene maintained.
Right. Lord knows I do.
Lord knows.
Well, I'm just about done with my flyer, Drew. Second and third page are stuck together. But so the idea is to for him to masturbate probably a half hour to 45 minutes before the engineer Mike. I swear to God, I'm coming in there. Don't give me that look. I know what you do with your cricket sound. What you need to do. What? What was that? Oh, there's a hand thing. All right. Aquabats.
We got to get out of here.
All right.
Hurry up. Let's bring it home.
All right. I'm bringing it home by saying have him masturbate.
And how about for her? What can he do for her?
Wait a minute. I love this sound. What is that sound?
It's in the corner.
All right.
All right.
Don't make me put a curse on the Aquabats. All right. Masturbate a half hour before you have sex. Oral sex. Thank you, Drew. I know, and when Drew wags his tongue like that, it always means oral sex. All right. Plumb out of time. Tomorrow night, Charles Fleischer, voice of Roger Rabbit, will be in here to take on Adam
Comedy
Carolla.
Challenge.
The Adam Carolla Comedy
holds
Challenge.
barred.
The Fury
That's
of the
funny.
Aquabats is the name of the CD. It will be out 1 week from today. Thank you, Aquabats.
No, thank you, Adam, for putting up with our too much talking all the time.
That's fine.
We had a lot of advice for the kids, but we'll save it for next time. How's next week?
There may be a next time. We have no pride on this show. Thank you, Bobcat Goldthwait, and the genius that is you. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. Loveline producer Ann Wilkins.